Hi guys. Hey, it's me again. This book is called Be a Friend to Trees. And I know you guys are all super friends, so I know you guys are friends to everything. But we need to be friends to our trees too, don't we? Now, the author of this is Patricia Lombard, and the illustrator, the person who drew these pictures, really good artist, is Holly Keller. And I wish that I could draw like that, don't you? She's really good at drawing. Look, two kids, a girl and a boy, and they're hugging a tree, aren't they? I think they're a friend to the tree. So be a friend to the trees. All right, you ready? Trees are nice. They're nice to look at, nice to have around. We like trees, don't we? We can swing in a tree. We can sit under a tree and read. We can climb up in a tree. We can look at the trees. The trees have green leaves. Yeah. So, do you like trees? I like trees. Look at that tree. It's got green leaves on it. And look, what are those? White clouds? Yeah. White clouds up in the sky and swinging. Trees are useful. Both people and animals need trees of all kinds. So we need trees and animals need trees. Look, the squirrel is getting his food from the trees. This person is cutting down trees to build things with. That's a beaver. A beaver is an animal that lives in the water, and they use trees to make their homes. They put their homes in the water. Look, that bird is up in his nest, up in the trees. You can sit on a log. And look, there's Mr. Owl. He's inside of the tree. Yeah, that's his home. Oh, and look at this one. This is a maple tree, and that's where we get maple syrup. They put a hole in there, and then the maple syrup comes out. And you can use maple syrup. I don't know if you know what maple syrup is. It's something that you can use on your pancakes. It's really, really sweet. Okay. Everything that is made of wood was once part of a tree. Look around you. How many wooden things do you see? Don't forget, your pencil is made out of wood, and so is your house. So, a hockey stick is made out of wood. A pencil is made out of wood. Your wagon could be made out of wood. A chair is made out of wood. Your baseball bat is made out of wood. And your blocks are made out of wood. There are a lot of things that are made out of wood. Yeah. There's your house. And a picnic table. And even a book. The paper in the book is made out of a tree. The swing and some doghouse made out of wood. Lots of things are made out of wood. People also come from, not people, paper also comes from trees. Wood is chopped into fine, small pieces, mixed with chemicals and heated. The wood softens and becomes pulp, which is used to make paper and cardboard, writing paper, books, newspapers, magazines, paper towels, cereal boxes, milk cartons, toilet paper, all kinds of things. You can have all kinds of things that you are made out of. See, they took the wood and they chopped it all up, and then they put some water and some chemicals in it and made it soggy, made it wet, and then they put it out and they rolled it up and made paper out of it. Yeah. Some trees can be tapped. That means they put a hole in them for their sap. So that we talked about that. That's how they got the maple syrup. They tapped it. They did it, and then the sugar that's going up the vein of the trees will come out. They can make maple syrup, chewing gum, soap, paint thinner, and rubber. Those all come from trees, from the sap of the trees. So your chewing gum comes from a tree. Trees are green plants, and so they make their own food. Green plants are the only living things that can do this. Other living things depend on green plants for food. Some eat parts of the plant, and some eat the plant eaters. Some eat both. So, only the green plant makes its own food because it makes chlorophyll with the sun and the water. Makes food on the ground. But then some animals eat those plants, and they're herbivores. That means they eat only plants. But some animals eat the animals that eat the plants, and they're called carnivores. And some animals eat plants and meat, and they're omnivores. You eat the parts of the trees known as fruits and nuts. You eat apples and oranges and pears and cherries, peaches and walnuts and almonds and pecans and hazelnuts and lots of others. Chocolate also comes from a tree. It's made from the seed of the cacao tree. So chocolate comes from trees. Many animals eat parts of the trees. Caterpillars eat the leaves. Giraffes eat leaves. Elephants eat. Porcupines, they like the bark. The bark is part of the tree. That's the wooden part of the tree. And the twigs are what holds the leaves. Squirrels and chipmunks gather nuts to eat. Bees find food in the flowers of the trees. They collect pollen and the sugary liquid called nectar. Birds eat seeds and fruit from trees, and those are only a few of the animals. So all kinds of animals eat things from trees. The squirrels eat the leaves, the birds, the butterflies and the bees take the nectar, the sweet part from the flowers of the trees. Many animals make their homes in trees. Birds roost. That means roost means to go in and sit, or to put their nest there. Roost means to sit in a nest up in the tree. They build nests and raise their youngs in trees. Squirrels nest in trees. A squirrel makes a nest just like a bird does. Monkeys live in trees. Some tree frogs spend their whole life in trees without ever coming down. So a tree frog is this kind of frog that lives up in a tree. Honeybees make hives in the tree hollows. Hives, that's their home inside of the tree. Many other insects also live in trees. So do small creatures such as spiders. Deers find shelter beneath the trees of the forest. A forest is a group of trees. That's what a forest is. It's just a bunch of trees together. They find safe places to hide their young. So they use it for camouflage to hide their young with. The roots of the trees hold soil in place. They keep it from washing away in the heavy rains or floods of water from melting snow. When soil is held in place, water sinks into it and is stored in the ground. Many people depend on the water that is stored underground. They draw from wells. Some people who live in the country, they have wells instead of having water that comes from like the city does. theirs comes from a well. They dig a well down and find water down under the ground. That's how they get their water. Trees do something else that is very important. It has to do with air that we breathe. Air is made of gases. One of them is oxygen. It is the gas that our bodies need. So we have to, when you breathe in, you're breathing in oxygen. It is the gas that all animals need. Each time you breathe, we take oxygen out of the air, but the supply is never used up. Do you know why we never lose our oxygen? The reason is the trees and other green plants keep putting oxygen in the air, and they give oxygen as they make food. So they take carbon dioxide, which is what we breathe out. The trees and the plants take that in, and they make their food, and then they make oxygen. So we need trees and plants because they keep us where we can breathe. Trees make food in their leaves. The leaves can be broad. Broad is like wide, like the ones you see on the maple tree. They can be narrow, which is skinny, and pointed, like the needle-shaped leaves you see on a fir or a pine tree. That's like a Christmas tree. All of those green leaves do the same work. They make food for the trees. So that's what makes the food for the trees, is the leaves. To make food, leaves use water, which they take from the ground. They use the gas called carbon dioxide. Remember we talked about carbon dioxide is that gas that we breathe out, which they take from the air, and they use sunlight as the energy. With energy from the sun, green leaves put the water and the carbon dioxide together, and they make a kind of sugar. The making of food by plants is called photosynthesis. Now there's another big word, photosynthesis. That is when the water and the carbon dioxide gas come together, and they make the sugar that the tree is going to use, and it's called photosynthesis. It means putting together with light. Trees need food just to stay alive. They also need food for growth, to make new wood, leaves, twigs, fruit, and nuts. Some of the tree's food is used right away, and some is stored for future uses. While making food, leaves also make oxygen that they don't need, and they get rid of it by putting it in the air. Thank you, trees and plants, for the oxygen. Much of the oxygen that people and animals need comes from trees. Without them, we might not be here at all. So trees are more than nice. They're something we can't live without. And that is why everyone should be a friend to trees. I need them. Okay, guys. You guys are going to be good friends to trees. Why don't you go out today and hug a tree and tell them thank you for making oxygen when you do photosynthesis. All right, guys, I want you to make great choices. Stay kind, stay gentle, be happy. Make someone smile today, okay? See if you can make somebody laugh. That's your job for today. Make somebody laugh and hug a tree. All right, guys, see you later. Bye.